Hi my dear students, welcome back to the class. So far we were discussing about three-dimensional geometry. Of course, we discussed about a line segment. After all, we discussed about what is a directed line segment, and we discussed something about direction cosines and the angle by which the directed line segment makes with the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis respectively, right? So in the last class we done several problems using this concept and we made ourselves sure that we are able to do those problems, right? In this class we are going to get into a more deeper concept of three-dimensional geometry. Don't worry, it is very easy, just like the vector algebra. So just focus on the concept very well, then you will be able to solve any problems from this session. So entering into the class, first of all we are going to discuss about what is the equation of a straight line which passes through a given point and parallel to a vector. Before entering into the session, let me ask you one thing. When we can say that a line is unique, or when we can say that we are uniquely defined a straight line? Of course you are right. Whenever we are able to say that a line segment is passing through 2 points, we can say that that line is unique. That means, suppose that I have 2 lines, then only one and only one straight line is defined which is passing through both this point, right? Or suppose that we have 2 points like this, then also we can say that there is one and only one line which passes through, one straight line which passes through these 2 points. That means that whenever we are given with 2 points, then we can only find a unique line which passes through those 2 points. There is also another case which a line segment is defined uniquely. That is, suppose that we are given with a unique point and we are asked to draw a line which passes through that point. Then we can draw infinitely many lines like this, right? Suppose this is the unique given point, then we can, of course, we can draw many lots and lots of straight lines which passes through this point. In that case, we are saying that these lines are not uniquely defined because we can draw arbitrary amount of lines which passes through this single point. But what if that the condition provided is changed like this? Suppose that we are asked to provide a line segment which passes through a single line and parallel to a vector, which means that suppose that we are given with a line like this and suppose that there is a vector like this, then we are asked to draw a line segment which passes through this point. Then of course we can draw infinitely many line segments just like this, but there is another clause. The line we drawing must be parallel to this vector. Then there is only one possibility, that is this single line, right? In that case also this line is uniquely defined. That means that whenever a line is uniquely defined, that must satisfy 2 conditions. Either it must satisfy 2, or it must passes through only 2 points, or it must pass through a single point and must be parallel to another line, which means that that line is uniquely defined. So now we shall discuss how we can find the equation of a line which passes through a single point and parallel to a vector. Note that in that case the line is uniquely defined, so the equation which defines this line is also unique, right? So we are going to find the equation of a line segment which passes through a single point and parallel to another vector. So we shall look into it. So this is our required situation. Suppose that A is any arbitrary point and this line B, let it be L. I am naming this line as L. The line LB, the straight line which passes through the point A and parallel to the vector B. Now we are asked to find the equation of this straight line L. Okay, suppose that we can find, suppose that this be the position vector of the point A. Let me name it as small letter A, vector A. So vector A is nothing but the position vector of the point A, right? Now let P be any arbitrary point in the line. So P is any arbitrary point in the line. Remember that in order to find the equation of something, we always take an arbitrary point in the situation, so that we are deriving the equation corresponding to the arbitrary point and it will give us an equation. നിങ്ങൾ പണ്ട് ക്വാഡ്രാറ്റിക് ഇക്വേഷൻ ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് കണ്ടുപിടിക്കേണ്ട കാര്യത്തിനെ നമ്മൾ എക്സ് എന്ന് വിളിച്ചു. വി കോൾഡ് ഇറ്റ് ആസ് എക്സ് ആൻഡ് വി ഡിറൈവ്ഡ് ആൻ ഇക്വേഷൻ വിച്ച് സാറ്റിസ്ഫൈസ് എക്സ് ആൻഡ് ദെൻ വി ആർ ഫൈൻഡിങ് ദ വാല്യൂസ് ഓഫ് എക്സ്. ലൈക്ക് ദാറ്റ് P is an arbitrary point, so we are naming this as XYZ. See, നമ്മൾ അന്ന് എക്സ് എന്ന് ഒരു സിംഗിൾ വേരിയബിളിനെയാണ് വിളിച്ചത്. ഇവിടെ 3D പ്ലെയിൻ ആയതുകൊണ്ട് വി ആർ ഗോയിങ് ടു നെയിം ഇറ്റ് ആസ് XYZ. And A is a fixed point. It is a given point to us. So it is fixed. So we are naming it as X1, Y1, Z1. See, this name is a particular name. This is a variable name. That's the difference. So A is X1, Y1, Z1. Now since P is an arbitrary point, it is possible for us to find the position vector of P also. Let this be the origin. So we can find the position vector of P also. Let me name it as R. So ഇവിടെ എന്താണ് അപ്പോൾ വേരി ചെയ്യുക? R വേരി ചെയ്യും P മാറുന്നതനുസരിച്ച്. Pക്ക് ഈ ലൈനിൽ എവിടെ വേണേലും ആകാം. Then R also will change. So this is our required situation. So now we have an image like this where A is the fixed point, P is the arbitrary point, B is the vector which is given to us, which is parallel to the line segment which passes through A. So let it be there. Now we named the position vector of A as small letter a and position vector of P as R. Now we can easily find the vector AP, right? Because this is a triangle. By triangular law of vector addition, what we can say? A plus AP, vector A plus vector AP is nothing but vector R, right? Which implies AP, the vector AP is nothing but R minus A, isn't it? So we get the vector AP is nothing but R minus A. Okay, let it be there. But there is another condition. The condition is that the vector, this entire line is parallel to B, which means AP is also parallel to what? B. We learned in vector algebra that two vectors are parallel if and only if one vector is a scalar multiple of another vector. We learned that vector A and vector B are parallel only if A is equal to lambda B, where lambda is a scalar. So that we have AP is equal to lambda into B, because AP is parallel to what? B. Now AP is nothing but what? R minus A is parallel to lambda into B. Therefore vector R is equal to vector A plus lambda B. See, here vector A is given. Since the point is given, we can easily find vector A. Now vector B is also given, which is the vector parallel to the point A. It is given to us. Now lambda is any scalar such that A is equal to lambda B. It can also be evaluated. Then knowing these three quantities, it is possible for us to find the vector R, which is the position vector of the arbitrary point. So we are able to find the position vector of the arbitrary point on the line, which means that this will give us the equation of the line segment, equation of any point in this line segment, because this point is an arbitrary point and this is the equation of the this is the position vector of the arbitrary point in the line segment. Hence this will give us the equation of any point in this line segment. So see here, every quantity involved is vectors, vector R, vector A, vector B. So this equation is called as vector equation. So this equation is called as what? Vector equation. So we got a vector equation like this. Now let it be there. Now next, we are given with 3 vectors, then we are able to find vector equation. But it is not always possible to find vector equations, or it will take time to find the position vector of the point A, the position vector of the point B, and the position vector of B, etc. So, and also there is another quantity lambda. It should be also find out in order to derive these equations, right? So it is always not practically possible to derive the vector equation. So we have to derive another condition that is called the Cartesian equation. We shall check it out. So we evaluated the vector equation as r is equal to a plus lambda b, isn't it? Now suppose that we know that p is equal to x, y, z. Therefore suppose that r is equal to xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. We know that whenever we are given with a point p, then the position vector can be evaluated as x minus 0 I cap, y minus 0 I cap, j cap, since origin is nothing but 0, 0, 0, z minus 0 k cap. That is it. R is equal to this. Now a is equal to, which is the point a? A is nothing but x1, y1, z1. So vector a is nothing but x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap. Now suppose that vector b is nothing but a I cap plus b j cap plus c k cap. A, b, c are scalars. Suppose that vector b is nothing but this. Then we have b is equal to a I cap plus b j cap plus c k cap. Note that a, b, c are the direction ratios of this line. That's why vector b is a I cap plus b j cap plus c k cap. Therefore we get r, a and b. Now substituting these values in this equation, we will get xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap is equal to x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap plus lambda into b plus lambda into what is b? A I cap plus b j cap plus c k cap. A I cap plus b j cap plus c k cap, right? Now we can equate the components, respective components. See, here the coefficient of I is nothing but x. Here the coefficient, in the right side the coefficient of I is nothing but x1 plus lambda a. So x1 plus lambda a, right? Now here the coefficient of y is nothing but j is nothing but y. So we have y is equal to, here the coefficient of j cap is nothing but y1 plus lambda b, y1 plus lambda b. Again, here the coefficient of k cap is nothing but z. Here the coefficient of k cap is nothing but z1 plus lambda into c. So z is equal to z1 plus lambda into c. From all these equations we can see that lambda is common, isn't it? So we can derive lambda. So from the first equation, lambda is equal to x minus x1 by a. From the second equation, lambda is equal to y minus y1 by b. And from the third equation, lambda is equal to z minus z1 by c. See, all these quantities are equal to lambda, which means that all of these quantities are equal to each other. Since this is equal to lambda, this is equal to lambda, this is also equal to lambda, hence these three quantities are equal to each other, which is the equation of the required line. So the equation of the line L is nothing but x minus x1 by a equal to y minus y1 by b equal to z minus z1 by c, where x1, y1, z1 are the coordinates of the point, fixed point a, x, y, z are the arbitrary point on the line, so and b, a, b, c are the direction ratios of the given vector. Okay, suppose in case if we are given with direction cosines instead of these direction ratios, in a similar method we can arrive at the equation of the line as x minus x1 by L is equal to y minus y1 by m is equal to z minus z1 by n. So the direction, if the direction cosines of the vector are given, the equation of the line which passes through the point x1, y1, z1 is nothing but this. So remember or by heart these two equations very well, because these are the very important equations from this chapter. So always remember that if you are given with a point x1, y1, z1, x, y, z, the equation of the line which passes through the point x1, y1, z parallel to the vector b is equal to a I cap plus b j cap plus c k cap is nothing but this. If we are given with where a, b, c are the direction ratios, suppose that if we are given with direction cosines instead of this, then this is the case. Now we shall move to the next condition. So now we shall discuss what is the vector equation of a line and Cartesian equation of a line which passes through two different points. In the beginning of the class itself I told you that there is one and only one line which is defined through two different points, right? So if we are given with 2 points, we can draw only one line. Suppose that we are given with 2 points, say A and B. Let me name A as x1, y1 and z1. Since A and B are given points, they are particular points. x2, y2, z2 be the two given points, and we draw this line through A and B. Let P be any arbitrary point. So we can name P as x, y and z. This is an arbitrary point. It can be here, it can be here, it can be here, anywhere on this entire line. So P is an arbitrary point. Then we know that the position vector of A is nothing but vector A. Position vector of B is nothing but vector B. Also we can draw the position vector of point P as vector R, which is an arbitrary vector because P is an arbitrary point. Let it be there. Now we are going to derive a condition just in the case before, just like the case before. What we can do here? See, P is a point on the line only if AP and vector AP and vector AB are collinear, isn't it? So P is a point. P is a point on this line, right? So we can say that AP and AB are collinear, right? Now the vector AP is nothing but R minus A by triangular law, just like the case before. AP is equal to vector R minus vector A, and vector AB, see this thing, the vector AB is nothing but B minus A. So AB is nothing but B minus A. It is using the triangular law of vector addition. We know that vector A plus this equal to vector B, so that vector AB is equal to B minus A by triangular law of vector addition. So that's it. So we get AP and AB. Now we said that AP and AB are collinear. So we can say AP is equal to lambda into AB, isn't it? That means R minus A is equal to lambda into B minus A. Right. So from here we get R is equal to A plus lambda into B minus A. So we have the vector equation of a line which passes through 2 points A and B is nothing but R is equal to A plus lambda into B minus A. So this is the vector equation of a line which passes through 2 points A and B, where A is the position vector of the point A, B is the position vector of the point B, and lambda can be any scalar such that AP is equal to lambda AB, so that AP and AB are collinear vectors. Let it be there. This is the vector equation. Now we shall derive the Cartesian equation. See, R is an arbitrary point and we get R is a position vector of the arbitrary point P, and the coordinates of the P is nothing but x, y, z. So R is equal to xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap, isn't it? Now A is equal to the point, capital A is x1, y1, z1. A is the position vector of capital A. So we have vector A is equal to that, nothing but x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap, isn't it? Now to the end, what B is equal to nothing but x2 y2 z2. So vector B is nothing but x2 I cap plus y2 j cap plus z2 k cap, isn't it? Now substituting these things here, we get xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap is equal to A plus lambda into B minus A. What is A? x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap plus lambda into B minus A. What is B minus A? x2 minus x1 I cap, x2 minus x1 I cap plus y2 minus y1 j cap, y2 minus y1 j cap plus z2 minus z1 k cap. So this is what, when we convert this equation into the Cartesian coordinate system. Now we shall equate the respective coefficients of components in both sides. Here we have x, right? In the right side we have the coefficient of I cap is nothing but lambda into x2 minus x1, isn't it? It is equal to lambda into x2 minus, x1 plus. Here we have the coefficient as x1. I cap in the coefficient as x1 and lambda into x2 minus x1. So we have x1 plus lambda into x2 minus x1. From here we have lambda is equal to x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1. Idupole, if we equate the coefficient of j cap, we get lambda is equal to y minus y1 divided by y2 minus y1, right? Similarly, if we equate the coefficients of k cap, we obtain lambda is equal to z minus z1 divided by z2 minus z1, isn't it? See, for all these three equations, the left side is nothing but lambda. Hence, we can equate the right side. So, the equation becomes x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1 is equal to y minus y1 divided by y2 minus y1 is equal to z minus z1 divided by z2 minus z1. This is the equation of the line passing through 2 points x1, y1, z1 and x2, y2, z2. So, if you are asked to derive the equation for a line which passes through 2 points x1, y1, z1 and x2, y2, z2, just by heart this formula and substitute the values of x1, y1, z1 and x2, y2, z2 here. Or if you are asked to find or derive the vector equation of the line, first of all find the position vector of the point A, then position vector of the point B, then just substitute these values here, you will get the vector equation of the line. It is as simple as that. So now we shall move to some examples. So the first example is find the vector equation of the line which passes through the point A is equal to minus 1, 0, 2 and B is equal to 3, 4, 6. So we have to find the vector equation of the point or the line which passes through 2 points. We learned that whenever we are given with 2 points, we can easily find the position vector of the 2 points as A and B. Then the vector equation of the line joining those 2 points is nothing but A plus lambda into B minus A, isn't it? Now we can easily find vector A is the position vector of the point A, which is minus 1 I cap plus 0 j cap plus 2 k cap. Now the position vector of the point B is nothing but vector B. It is equal to 3 I cap plus 4 j cap plus 6 k cap. So we get A and B. Now we want B minus A, isn't it? B minus A is equal to 3 minus minus 1 is nothing but 4 I cap. 4 minus 0 is nothing but 4 j cap. 6 minus 2 is nothing but 4 k cap. Therefore, the vector equation of the line joining these 2 points is nothing but vector R is equal to minus 1 I cap plus 0 j cap plus 2 k cap. This is A plus lambda into 4 I cap plus 4 j cap plus 4 k cap, which is B minus A. So this is the vector equation of the line joining these 2 points. Next example is example 8, which is given as the Cartesian equation of a line is this. We have to find the vector equation. You can see the question in your textbook. So this is the Cartesian equation of the line. We have to find the corresponding vector equation. We know that the Cartesian equation of a line, this is of the form x minus x1 by A, y minus y1 by B, z minus z1 by C. Now you can easily recall what it looks like. It looks like x minus x1 by A equal to y minus y1 by B is equal to z minus z1 by C, which is the equation of the line which passes through a point and parallel to a vector B, right? Where the point is x1, y1, z1. So we can easily identify the point as x1, y1, z1, which is equal to what is x1? X minus x1, that is x minus minus 3. So minus 3 will be the first term. Y minus y1, so minus 5 will be the second coordinate, and z minus minus 6, so minus 6 will be the third coordinate. Always look that the standard form is x minus x1, that is we have to rewrite this as x minus minus 3. That's why I choose minus 3 as the first coordinate. Okay, so we get the point. Now the vector, the direction ratios of the vector is nothing but a, b, c by the previous formula. So the vector b is equal to 2i cap plus 4j cap plus 2k cap. We know that whenever a line passes through a point and parallel to a vector like this, we derive the vector equation as r is equal to a plus lambda b, where a is the position vector of this point. Now we can easily write a is equal to, this is the point, so the position vector is nothing but minus 3i cap minus 5j cap minus 6k cap, right? So this is the position vector. So the equation of the line is nothing but minus 3i cap minus 5j cap minus 6k cap plus lambda into b is nothing but 2i cap plus 4j cap plus 2k cap. 2i cap plus 4j cap plus 2k cap. So that's it, the equation, vector equation of the line whose Cartesian equation is this.